All right, this is Understanding Our Rights, the Bill of Rights. So after the U.S. won the Revolutionary War, they had to figure out how to run a government, right? You know, everybody was very happy that they won the war, right? They're now a free country, but that is not an easy task, right? Figuring out how to run your government, how to govern the people, what rights to give the people, what rights to give the government, that is a lot of work. So one thing that they did include under the Constitution was the Bill of Rights, right? And this was included to specifically limit the power of the federal government and give rights to the American people. This is in direct contrast to what we saw while we were under British control, right? The king had essentially all the power, and he abused his power. That's why they started a revolution. So this is the exact opposite. So America knew that they had to limit the power of the government and give power to the people. So we're going to talk about the Bill of Rights, and we're just going to go through each amendment. Is the first 10. We're going to talk about the first 10 amendments. Now there's more amendments. But we're going to focus on the first 10 for the Bill of Rights. So the first one, the First Amendment, gives us freedom of speech, assembly, press, and petition, right? So you can freely speak your mind without, fear of the government, um, you know, placing or slapping consequences on you. Freedom of press means we have a free press that's not run by the government. It's independent from the government. People can speak freely, right? Also, freedom of religion, obviously a big one. You have the choice to practice whatever religion you so choose. Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. Now, means people can only carry their weapons. It's supposed to be specifically in the context of safety and responsibility. This was created back when during the Revolution, thinking about militias and the purpose of militias. But that's the Second Amendment. Third Amendment says you do not have to house soldiers in your house, right? During times of peace, where like you do not have to house soldiers. This is in direct contrast to the Quartering Act, which we saw during the American Revolution. Colonists were forced to house British soldiers, often unfair treatment for the people living there. Right, so this means that you have right to privacy in your own personal space, and you're not forced to house soldiers. Fourth Amendment protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures. The government cannot search your home or take things from you without good reason, right? It's like a warrant from a judge you would need. So this just means that the government can't, randomly come to your home with no good reason and seize things, take things, go through your things. So that's again another right to sort of personal privacy, whatnot. Fifth Amendment talks about the right to due process. So you have certain rights if you are accused of a crime, right? Innocent until proven guilty. So you have rights if you are accused of a crime, and there is a certain process that has to take place, right? Everybody has the right to that due process. There's a fair process that has to play out if you are accused of a crime. Sixth Amendment refers to your right to a fair trial. So if you are accused of a crime, you have the right to know the charges, what you're being accused of. You can have a lawyer, and the trial needs to happen fairly quickly, right? So we talked about with the Fifth Amendment, innocent until proven guilty, your right to due process. The Sixth Amendment talks about what sort of the process looks like. It has to be a fair trial, right? Um, all right, seventh and eighth. Seventh and Eighth Amendments. So the Seventh Amendment guarantees the right to a jury in civil cases. So you have unbiased people outside, third-party people are involved in the case. They look at the case and they determine the person is guilty or innocent or whatnot, and that is in civil cases, right? So that's a jury. And the Eighth Amendment protects against cruel and unusual punishment, right? So that's referred to sort of like physical things, right? And whatnot, torture, things like that. So together they ensure fair treatment and justice for everyone, no matter the situation. And finally, the Ninth and Tenth Amendments. The Ninth Amendment says that just because certain rights are not in the Constitution does not mean you do not have those rights. So, for example, you have the right to choose where to live, the right to choose what you eat, how you dress. Those are all things like just because the Constitution cannot possibly cover every single right that a person has. So there are many rights that are people do have that are not in the Constitution. And then the 10th Amendment says that any power not given to the federal government belongs to the states or the people. So if the federal government does not have that power, it belongs to us to people or it's left up to state governments. So that's just a quick overview of the first 10 amendments. Like I talked about, this was created in order to, give power to the people and limit the power of the federal government, which is why the U.S., why the colonies, they wanted to break away from the British to begin with. So that is a very, very quick overview of the Bill of Rights. But we will get more into the Bill of Rights in class. So what you'll do now is head over to the teacher, to the video explaining the Bill of Rights that I found on YouTube, post it on Moodle, and then you'll work on your worksheet, and then we'll get ready. We'll be ready for our in person portion of class tomorrow. All right, thank you.